Today, we have a presenter from Indonesia, Mr. Hemant Bhange, and it's a 1.5 hour difference. So it's 11 o'clock, 11:30 in Indonesia. Hemant is a has traveled widely across the globe and came across different cultures. This lecture we have specifically organized because a lot of Indians are buying industries in across the globe, especially in Europe and China, and they are operating even Japan also. So they are operating with different cultures. And if you want to be successful, you must understand different cultures, their religion, their lifestyle, everything. Unless you understand, you cannot perform. And Hemant have widely traveled. I already enclosed his biodata. He has a wide experience in industry and handling people. So without spending much time, this is a very important topic today to understand different cultures and how to target your industry and their operations. Because HR has to play a very leading role in this to understand culture and make sure that it is respected and followed. So without spending much time, I will request Hemant Bhange to start his presentation. Thank you. All videos mute and microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Rabade, for that brief introduction. And once again, I think this is my second forum in Tech Forum, and I'm very proud and lucky to get associated with this forum where I get also learning from various, eminent speakers. And I really sincerely thank Tech Forum for giving me this opportunity again today to share my learnings and thoughts. So basically today what I'm going to do is I have working experience in certain countries like India, Japan, Nigeria, Indonesia, Kenya for substantial time. And I have been frequently visiting some countries like Mauritius, Madagascar, Uganda, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain on my consulting assignments where I was consulting on lean. So I'd like to basically summarize what are my key learnings and how I was driving a team towards the business goals and the performance. So basically, to understand the culture, uh, and see to it that we understand them in person, in society, the culture, and then drive that into the business performance. So whatever learnings I had, maybe I'd like to share. I strongly believe that sharing is also learning, and I'm sure with all of you participants here. Maybe I'll interact with you after this session, and we'll also get to know more about this, and I will also learn something from your questions. So let's start. So what I have tried to do is basically a cultural landscape, managing team and performance. So as all of us know, culture is very important aspect of any geography. Whether it's a country, whether it's society, whether it's a family, and individual. So when we actually go, even in India, like India, we have so many states, and every state has got its own culture, rituals, and we say that is unity in diversity. Typically in HR terms, we sometimes misuse this as stereotyping. So I don't want to do any stereotyping or branding some people, like this. So Bengalis, Maharashtrians, Tamils and Kerala. So though there are typical behaviors which are, seen in many countries, many states, but it's not stereotyping. Because I strongly believe that traveling across about 38 countries, I strongly feel that people are always good. So as a leader, basically our job is to find out what is their what are their aspirations, what is their culture, and there's a limitation to which you can change. So we'll have to identify what is the span where you can actually influence and change. And ultimately, we are not a social reformer. I'm also not a saint or a social reformer. So basically, need to understand what are those typical habits, culture, and the elements of the traits, personal traits, which need to be understood clearly, so that when you interact with them on day-to-day basis, and to manage the performance, to drive the growth, then you are with them. So to match that wavelength and frequency is very, very important. So I just finished my about 6 months in Indonesia right now, and I'll spend some more time on my, that's a latest in my mind. So, but I'm very lucky to start my the career outside India in Japan. So exactly 25 years back. So I also like to share something about Japan, which has influenced me and my, thought process very deeply. Uh, so my suggestion is, I just like this is a discussion, so it's not a very it's not presentation. So anybody wants to have need any clarity, or I don't know, Mr. Rabade can allow that, but either we can have question answer session the last, or if particular point somebody wants to just get more clarity or add something, maybe it's okay for me. Because today topic is
Participants,
basically it's a more of a thought sharing, not with too much of data and too much of presentation. Yeah. So I will leave it to the organizer on how they want to structure it, but I am okay either side. Okay.
participant can ask the questions, and this session can be interactive. Will be no
Exactly.
problem.
Exactly. So, what are the key points today? So, every business cannot be a sunrise industry, like if you say every decade, there are certain industries which are sunrise industry, whether the telecom, mobile, the IT, automobile, now the chip, the EV technology. So, when you join any business, maybe not necessarily that business will have is a sunrise industry, and still you as a leader will have to drive excellence, growth. The people need to have right attitude and passion with you. So, I have worked in various industries, which some of them were sunrise, some were not sunrise industry, and still you are accountable. You are actually responsible to drive growth. So, in every country or geography, what I think is understand the fine element of culture. So, let's say even in India, I thought Gujarat, I worked in Gujarat, I worked in Maharashtra, I worked in Delhi. So, every state also has got some fine element of culture, which we need to understand. Nothing good or bad, but it's good to understand, and maybe there can be history behind it, why the North Indians behave the way they behave, something. Again, I'm not going to stereotype and get into the debate, but definitely there are certain histories, there are certain the philosophy behind which the people behave, why they behave, good, bad. What will ignite passion? Every person is a different person. So one medicine will not work for all. So you need to understand what actually is igniting the passion, because I strongly believe that employee must have fire in the belly. That is must. Qualification is okay. Technical competency is, of course, yes, okay. But more than all this, I always feel that is there a fire in the belly to do something better, to do something, to strive something, is what I always have been working. I have completed about 40 years of my professional career in last month. So after my graduation, I have put about 40 years in my professional career. And I always see that nothing is more important than that fire in the belly. Technical competency you can always add, you can train, you can, but if this fire in the belly is not there, the right passion and attitude is not there, then it is very difficult to get the excellence out of the individual. So how to connect social elements to work, so need to understand the society at large, their family backgrounds, their family cultures, and then how to see how can we connect them at work. Many times I have seen, particular holidays, festivals, events, the games what they play in that country, also, or the love they have for particular. Like some countries will have soccer some countries will have cricket, So maybe what is that which is bringing them to close to that particular game, and who are the role models? Why the role models? So many times I have seen that even the sports also has got a good connection in understanding the habits and the culture of the people there. So when I say culture broadly, at work, it basically, I normally say performance, innovation at cost consciousness. So, of course, the trust and transparency is the foundation. So, if I say culture is the roof of the house, so this is a house of the culture, then trust and transparency is, of course, at it irrespective of the geography, the state, the country. Trust and transparency is must. And then you build these columns are performance, innovation, because you need to continue to innovate. In 21st century, you cannot have the same thought process. Every day you need to change because the competition is changing and you don't have choice. The change is not a choice, change is must. The only thing which is constant is change. So whether you are in stores, whether you're in accounts, whether you're in production, whether you're in marketing, whether you are in design, not only design has to change. Actually, everybody, right from security. So I'll explain some examples where I always say in my speeches that right from security to the managing director, everybody should know what is the role they are playing every day and how they are actually attributing or contributing to the profit and loss account. Okay. So we always say P&L is finance is making the P&L. It is for the board of directors or the board of governors or the top management. But I always feel that each and every employee of the organization, when they come in the morning, they do certain tasks. They're supposed to do certain tasks. And how they can actually relate to the P&L. One small example is the security is not honest. If some honest people are part of the security, okay, then you will have some metal going out of the factory or coming in without documents, and there can be some irregularities, and it will definitely affect the P&L. So is the security job just to check? Is he doing the same thing what he was doing 10 years back? Or does he have that sensitivity that any mistake from his side can actually affect the profit and loss account? And when that sensitivity is talked about, then he's more careful. Is he guarding the factory like he's guarding his house, or his cash box? Whether the way cashier manages the cash box, does the security manages the room? So that attitude do they demonstrate when any vehicle is coming in or coming out? So all these behaviors also are very, very important when you talk to people across the departments. So when I say performance, it basically a policy execution or effective differentiation, like who is able to perform as per the target set and who is not able to perform. Then what sort of drastic improvements we are expecting in the performance? Okay, somebody says, okay, I am planning to grow by 8% and I am at my targeted level. Somebody says I am setting target of 25%, I am at 14%. Now, many times this debate happens in performance appraisal. Somebody who keeps big targets and not able to achieve. So is he rated good, or somebody who sets conservative target and achieve that target and will be rated good? So let's say there are two people. One person sets his target to grow by 8% and he is at 7.5%. So on absolute percentage of achievement, he will be maybe 95% achievement of target. Somebody who sets target of 21% and he is at actually 14%. So he may be 66% of his target achievement. But the absolute number actually is growing. So maybe many times the performance management system or our increment policies are focusing or pressurizing people to take conservative targets and achieve. So many times I say whether people undercommit and overperform or overcommit and underperform. So you have to basically balance this particular strategy and try to see that people should not get, of course, this is not unrealistic target. Realistic target, but people should be open to take the broader goals. Unless you have big vision, big goals, you cannot think out of the box, out of the paradigm. So performance is very, very important. Every individual expects his salary to go up. As a human being, every year we want to grow in our personal life. We want our car to grow, our TV to grow in inches, our salary to grow, our house square meters to grow. Correct? Our savings to grow in mutual funds. So all of us as human being, we want growth. But when it comes to the professional goals, do we set a very ambitious target? Do we really work out of the thought process to actually achieve those goals? Is the question which normally I ask and push through while I talk about performance. Second thing is innovation. Innovation is not only the job of R&D, research and development. Okay, I call innovation actually is everybody's job. Even if you're a stores, can you innovate something which will make your job easy, which will make other people's job easy? Who are your internal customers? Who are your internal suppliers? Are you doing something different which can help to do things better? Are you able to benchmark certain things which are not related to your industry? Like many times, I take stores people and ask them to visit the pharmacies, you know, to understand how many SKUs, how many items the pharmacy handles, and how do they keep track of, the expiry dates of the medicines, or how do they keep stock of so many SKUs, and to ensure that with the prescription they give the right medicine which is not beyond the expiry date. How quickly they really search the medicine. The moment you show the prescription, he immediately goes to the drawer, open that and take the medicine. So, and maybe there are 10,000 or 15,000 SKUs in a pharmacy stores. Whereas in stores, you may have only 300 or 400 SKUs. But the same stores person working for last 25 years, many times is not aware where the material is there, or many times he is not able to keep track of the shelf life of the material. We must have experienced all of us are part of some business organizations, and we must have experienced this. So when you compare with the other, the business, then you can actually see that your job is not as complicated as theirs, and that can actually ignite or trigger some better ideas in your own work area. So that is my philosophy. Let's say I am in Indonesia. If I have to improve my warehouse, so if I tell them examples of the supermarkets in Indonesia, okay, which they visit every day, okay, with the family, and are the supermarkets, whether in Japan or in Indonesia or in Nigeria, the supermarkets are nicely maintained. They are not trained in Japan on 5 years, but you will find all the items are kept at proper place for everything. Everything is placed. So the same people in Indonesia, if they're managing their supermarkets so well, can they also implement the same ideas? And then you see people understanding that concept and implementing slowly in their work area. So I think I call this as innovation does not mean always a new product or new process, but how to actually have different ideas, creative ideas in your own area of work. Cost consciousness, as all of you know, everybody wants increment every year. And but the customer is pushing for the price. Suppliers are putting for the cost increase. So everybody must understand the business is basically managing the money. So there will always be pressure from customer to reduce the price. There will be pressure from suppliers to increase the cost. There will be pressure from employees to give the increments, and organization also want to retain them. So if we give increment, let's say somebody gets 20% increment, what does it mean to the employee and the organization? So I clearly say that every year the employee must take away his 10% job what he was doing last year and take 10% of the new areas in his own function or some other function. Then only he will grow and the organization will get benefit of the extra money the organization is planning to give to the employee. So that rule, if it is followed, everybody thinks that, okay, I was doing this 20 tasks last year. Out of this, I want to give this task, delegate this task, 3 tasks to somebody else. I want to take additional 3 tasks like this in coming year. That will actually give the productivity and create the cost consciousness amongst the employees. So whenever talk about country, typically when we talk about culture, we talk about religion, family, society, food, clothing, languages, arts and entertainment, and daily life, what people do. But as I mentioned, sorry, I'm not going to stereotype Gujarati, Tamil, North Maharashtra, but typically in India, we must have noticed, on jokingly many times I say lightly, that it is very difficult for us to say, I don't know. So if I ask you what is the height of the Qutub Minar, so I am sure 90% of us will not know exact height of Qutub Minar, but will not say that I don't know. Always we like to guess, and maybe somebody can challenge, but we don't want to say I don't know, because we say, okay, I am 60 years old. If I don't know the height of Qutub Minar, it will not be good. So at least talk though, at least say something. Multitasking, which is actually good also. Uh, like we always want to do multitasking. I'm sure somebody is, right now also, you are listening to me. Somebody is also checking his mobile. Somebody is also having his tea right now or breakfast, And so we are actually good in multitasking. So if we do only one task at a time, we feel actually this waste of time. So uh, we are experimental. Jugaad is actually not a bad word. I always say jugaad actually is good, because many times you see people, even in agriculture sector, in farms, when you visit the villages, with very limited resources, they have implemented very good ideas. So even I visited some innovation labs with Mr. Rabde about few years back, and I found that people from these villages, they come and they are experimenting certain new technology, and they really come out with new ideas. And I always believe that when your wallet has got limited money, your mind will work. So mind works with when you have less money in your wallet. Okay. If you have a lot of money, then you don't, your mind will not work. So jugaad means actually you have less resources, but still you want to do something good. So I think I take jugaad as a very positively as a creative tool. Growth aspirations. Indians, I have found that everybody wants to grow, and promotion every year. Okay, so if possible, they can sort for every month also. So which is good. Okay, uh, there has to be growth aspirations. And what I've seen, or like I have completed 40 years, so earlier promotion used to be once in 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, and that used to be celebration. But now, as decades are passing, the span for promotion is reducing, and people, in fact, expect a promotion every year. They want to grow on a fast track. Nothing bad. Thinkers and doers. This ratio in India. My classic example is, if I call peon and ask him that, okay, please send this document by DHL today. Okay. And peon goes to the DHL office at 5:30. The DHL is closed, and on the way he thinks, oh, DHL is 500 rupees. Why cannot I go to local courier X and he can charge only 120 rupees? And then he go to the local courier also closed, and then he come back. And next day morning when I call him, uh, boss, that courier has gone. So he said, sir, actually you mentioned about DHL. I went to DHL, he was charging 500 rupees. Then I went to the local courier, he was 120. So cheaper. I wanted to save company's money. But then that courier was closed. Again, I went to DHL, DHL was closed. So I will do it today. So what is the moral of the story? When I specifically mentioned that please send this document through DHL today. So the document was very important. The date was very important. So the person whom the task was given was actually not supposed to apply mind at that particular time. But what happened actually, the mind applied to save the money of the company, but actually that tender has reached late and has gone down to drain. So it is very important to have thinkers and doers ratio right. There are certain people who are thinkers, there are certain people who are doers and execute the job. I'm not saying that they are not supposed to think. I give enough opportunity for everybody to think, but when specifically task is given, then enough thought is given and therefore the task is to be done. I'm sure all of you must have experienced like this, that how the mishap happens when actually you think lot of thinking and then you ask somebody to do the job and he also does lot of thinking and the job is not done. lot of times I've seen family comparison. In township, when you see in a colony, then one person gets promotion, there's a lot of pressure from in the township. The whole township gets news that he got promoted, and a lot of pressure from the family. Why person X is promoted and why you are not. Why you are working hard. So I have experienced this in many areas. Also, in society, when say he got promoted and you are not got promoted, so what are you doing wrong? So before the performance appraisal is done by the boss, and after that the review is done by wife, of uh, uh, about your performance and not getting promotion. So a lot of pressure from family, from the peers, from the society. I was mentioning about this conservative in target setting. So ball throw exercise, I call this a ball throw. So if you set the ball throw for 3 meters, you will throw at 3 meters and you achieve, you are happy. You'll get the clap. If you set the target as 9 meters and if you achieve 6 meters, okay, what will be happen to you? Will you get frustrated? Will you get peers get frustrated? Will not get clapping? And then our mind gets tuned to that. Set a low target, achieve that, and be happy rather than setting a high target. So, achievement against committed targets, attract young talent. Now, about 10, 15 years back, when I will share with you the story where I was trying to attract the young talent when I used to go for campus interviews to various colleges, institutions. I used to find that the young talent is not very keen to join or stay in the organization. So even we have invited families to see the company, to make the presentation to their families, so that they can, convince their family members to be part of the organization. One more classic things on Indians, this jack of all masters in none. So we want to, I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to play. I want to play means I want to play all the games. I can play all the games. I can play hockey, I can play football, but I'm not master of course, today there is a focus on sports and now people are actually getting a very good coaching. But when maybe in our generation, I remember, you name the sports and I can play, but not master. Okay. So even in many times it happens that people can't say, no, I cannot do this. So we want to be jack of all, which is good in some aspects. I'm not saying, I'm not judgmental here, good or bad. I'm just trying to put certain characteristics here, which we can correlate. One very, very important characteristics which I have seen in India, which was very contrary in Japan, was agree in meeting, but disagreement after the same. So in meeting, say yes. What? Because boss is saying something with a louder voice, everybody says, yes, boss, this is a very good idea. And the moment you come out of the meeting room, you say, this is actually very bad idea, cannot be implemented. And when I go to Japan, I will share with you that exactly the contrast in Japan. Any questions, any thought? Okay, so it happened that in 2005, I joined Raymond's, not textile company, but the part of the tools and hardware division. And the challenge was we were actually manufacturing very low-end products. The files, you can see here on the left-hand side top corner. So what happened was when I was leading this business, this was 67 years old business. We were global leaders in terms of quantity. So there is some amount of arrogance or some amount of complacency built up. 90% of employees more than 30 years in the same company. Product very subjective in terms of specifications. Old knowledge era. Old knowledge era means keep secret to yourself. If I share the knowledge, maybe my chances of growing will come down. And therefore, I always like to keep my documents, information with me and not share. That was the era. Very less technology infusion. Perception of declining market. Market is declining, so maybe one day it will get closed. So everybody is prepared that we are in the declining business. Young talent, difficult to attract. Even I myself, when I joined this business as a head, I came from Hitachi, where I was actually driving the mission to remove this product from the shop floor because we are manufacturing the file. And in Hitachi, when I see some people using the file to remove the burr from the sheet metal parts, I used to shout at them, "Why are you using file?" They said the die is worn out. I said, "Please resharpen the die. I don't want to see this file again." Without knowing that God's grace, I joined one day the company who was manufacturing only files and global leader in files. So now my mind is how to grow this file business and how to motivate people to use more and more files. Yeah. So you have to bring the change in paradigm shift now. The change name to open minds. So I have changed the name of the company itself because if the name of the company is JK Files, everybody feels that they are files, files, files. So I changed the company with the board's permission to tools and hardware. So everybody think that we are not the files company, we are the tools and hardware company. So we have to launch, the sky is open for us, not only files. Then create a structured growth strategy. How you can grow this business? What is the contribution of file in a carpenter box or on a plumber or electrician box? How can we increase our market share in that box? Global acquisitions. We went to Europe and there were family-owned companies which we acquired and bought to India and got some technology and insights from them. Then, then actually the young talent we could attract with the brand Raymonds and with this new growth strategy. Then we launched a lot of new products, new brand architecture. If you see this on the sheet on the right-hand side top corner, JK Super Drive, this was the brand architecture we launched in 2010. Because we thought that the carpenters and plumbers and electricians are young generation. Now they are not old. They are not wearing dhoti and topi. They are jeans, they are t-shirts, they are using smart mobile. And therefore they should connect with JK with a multicolor branded fascinating logo. And that was so that they can get attracted to JK Superdrive. So even the brand architecture, we had one very leading branding company, a design company in Bangalore, and then they designed the brand for us. So even the new packaging, new brand architecture, all these things were actually done even in the business, which we thought is not a sunrise industry. In Japan, this picture is exactly 25 years old when me and my wife was invited in one of the school to explain about India because a lot of curiosity at that time, 25 years back. And I was in city called Tochigi, where there was absolutely not a single Indian person I have not seen during whole 1 year. So I was invited in the school to explain about India. So first I thought maybe that I will share with them about India map and the culture and everything. But when I went 3 days before the event, the preparation which they have done was so amazing that next 3 days I have literally burnt midnight oil in preparing for that event. So me and my wife was preparing the India map, where are the spices are grown, the name in Indian language, the name in Japanese, what is the specialty of that, how do you prepare a curry, why do Indian eat with hands, what is the significance of five fingers. So a lot of preparation, and that time the Google was not there, not the AI. So we to do a lot of research and preparedness for to sharing in the Japanese school with 300 students and about 50 teaching staff. And there, I was learning that Japanese, whatever they do it 100%. Loyalty to company, we all know. Focus on what is done. Difference of opinion in meetings, but once decision is taken, it is everyone. I was talking about that in Indian context. In Japanese meeting, I have seen people shout, people fight. But once the decision is taken, then decision is not Hemant or Rabde or Nilkant. No, the decision is our decision, and everybody is focused to implement the decision. So which is actually the key to success. Technology is in everything. I was part of air conditioning industry, and when I went to Japan in 2000, that was the era when Indian air conditioning industry was dominated by unorganized sector. So air condition was like seen as anybody can make the air conditioner. So I've seen many companies in 10 feet by 10 feet room, they just get the compressor, they get a heat exchanger, sheet metal, and make the AC. So the unbranded air conditioner market was dominating in India. Because air conditioning, people say, what is there? It is cool. It has to throw the cool air. That's all. But when I went to Japan and when I started working with Hitachi, I found that air conditioner is what a technology it has got. Each and every, whether it's a copper tube, whether it's aluminum, whether it's a sheet metal, whether it's a painting, whether it is jacket to the compressor to have less noise. And I think we were the first to launch the most silent air conditioner that time in India, because we thought that silence is also one very important aspect of air conditioning. When you sleep in the night, okay, that time window air conditioner was dominating. Then the split came, but window air conditioner was very noisy. And then we introduced very silent AC in each and every element of air conditioning. How can we add silence? Is the tube vibrating? How can we dominate the, make the noise dormant? If the compressor is making noise, can we actually make the jacket for the compressor? So that when you sleep in the night, it is actually cooling and silence is the picture. And then when I went to Japan, and when I came back to India after 1 year, each and every suppliers I used to interact with them and found that the air conditioning industry was just emerging that time. So the so-called galvanized sheet manufacturers were not aware of what is Z12, Z20, what is their galvanized grade. So whether it's a copper tube, whether it's compressor, whether it's sheet metal, whether it's electrical components, whether it's the switches, everything got actually a transformation when you launch Hitachi brand in India. Uh, Personal life and professional life, again, every country where I go, I normally see what is the personal life and what is the professional life. What are the differential parameters? What you can actually draw a parallel. I remember I forgot one umbrella in one railway station in Japan. After 7 days, when I was searching everywhere, and I thought that maybe it is in railway station, I still found the umbrella there on the same railway station. So of course, many of you must have traveled to Japan and experienced the same thing. Passionate in whatever you do. If they play golf or mini golf on Sunday, every Sunday, I have joined many sports event also in Japan. So they play mini golf for 5 hours, 6 hours. They go so prepared that they spend 6 hours, 7 years in the golf court every week. So whatever you do, they do with full attention. Whether you're on picnic spot, whether you're art classes, whether you're teaching the dry floor classes, they do it so sincerely and passionately. Is something to learn. School experience I already shared with you. The farewell gift which I got after 1 year from Hitachi, I am still nurturing even the cover after 25 years. So amazing, so fascinating. Safety, of course, all of you know that Japan is very famous for safety. And I remember that, again, it's a cultural aspect. In India, when the child falls, first thing the mother or father will not let you go for first aid. First they will shout, कैसे गिरा तू, बहुत केयरलेस, एक उसको और एक झापड़ पड़ेगी गिरा तो, वो क्यों गिरा, कैसे गिरा, बाद में एनालिसिस होगा, बाद में फर्स्ट एड होगा, पहले तो उसको एक झापड़ पड़ेगी ना, बिकॉज वी थिंक दैट गिर गया तो गिर गया, ठीक है यार, वो बड़ा होगा तो गिरेगा तो लगेगा, थोड़ा बड़ा होगा खून निकलेगा, नो प्रॉब्लम. बट इन जापान आई थॉट मे बी एक बार somebody's finger got into the door and slight bleeding, and the whole team got together for 1 hour, brainstormed, all the doors were audited and the corrective actions were thought of, and within 24 hours all the corrective actions were implemented across the doors wherever there's a chances for such accident. So that is the culture and the process standardization, of course. I was in Nigeria recently from 21 to 23. I worked in Nigeria. Of course, all of you know, exactly opposite, umbrella I will not get after 7 days. Okay. Rather, my umbrella in my hand also can get, stolen. I used to travel with, when I used to travel from my house to airport, we used to have gunmen with me, 2 gunmen, one next to me, one next to the driver. At the airport, right from entry till the time you board the aircraft, you need to have compensation for namaste. Somebody says namaste means you are supposed to, offer them something. But beautiful people, very poor, very rich in crude. But unfortunately, the crude gets exported, the refined gets imported, and the foreign currency deficit always there. Very rich in agri. You drop something and it will grow. You see mangoes, but nobody knows how to eat mangoes, what is the use of mangoes. So mangoes in India, you have to keep one security guard and he counts every day mangoes on the tree in Ratnagiri, But I was surprised when you see the mangoes unattended, in Nigeria. But because of poverty, because of passion, the people are very strong, they are committed. They want to earn money, they want to grow, uh, and they can do anything. They are adaptable. Uh, I can share one example today on in Nigeria. My driver used to finish his duty, just in 1 hour. He used to drop me, and then he was there in the factory, and again he used to bring me back. So one day I thought that he's chit-chatting with security and wasting a lot of time. And he's a young chap. So I told him that you are young and why are you wasting time? Your duty starts when my duty, your duty ends when my duty starts in the morning. Your duty again restarts when my duty ends. So these 8 hours, can you do something? And he said, tell me what I can do. So I made him responsible for the gardening and the housekeeping in the surrounding area of the factory. And believe me, in 6 months' time, he has done such a beautiful job that he got an award by the board of directors as the best employee of the year. And I could see, I still remember his tears in his eyes. And when he bought his family, he said he never thought as a driver that he can get an employee of the best. He can be the best award employee. So, and whenever he used to travel with me to any company for business, first thing is to drop me and then he used to go to the garden, talk to the gardener or security and try to see if he can bring some plant in the car back to our factory. So that passion, we could see him. Very poor infrastructure. When I was traveling, I remember India 60, 70 years back, a lot of potholes, and a lot of even I have witnessed very, very bad scenes sometimes. The thieves are punished like 100 years, we see in Indian films or British era. The person is hanged upside down and he was literally with the armies beating him. I have personally seen some scenes were very bad, but actually still existing even 21st century. People are very strong. They have struggled for everything, basic needs like water, bomb, transport. Weather not very supportive, but very passionate people, very loving people. And I also enjoyed and could do a lot of transformation in Nigeria in 2 years during my tenure there. Now that I'm in Indonesia for last 6 months, trying to understand basically, so I basically get employees, society involved in understanding, exchange of common cultural points, interaction and setting tough goals with them, which is difficult. Okay. Because some sort of content that is there, fire in the belly, you have to really ignite. As I shared with you, local examples of supermarket, pharmacies, helping them to basically do excellence in their jobs. They're fun living people. So I will share with you on the last the video. Recently, I visited Bali, where there is a big statue of Vishnu. The photographs top left corner. I was very happy to see. Normally, when we see any monument, the drawings are kept secret. You're not supposed to take the photograph or the pictures. But one thing I was very happy that all the drawings for that monument statue is kept open for seeing. Even the drafter, the drawing boards are kept there so that you can study the drawing and see. So very amazing. Then I was lucky to conduct a yoga session for the Indonesian people, about 50 people on the International Yoga Day. Certain pictures for the latest Independence Day celebration last week in Indonesia. So their spirit for Indonesia as a country on Independence Day, their fun-loving nature, and their energy in the event. How can we bring that together to bring the performance excellence and transformation? So I am actually very happy to share that all these team members are actually working with me for last 6 months very hard, day in and day out, to bring this company transforms. So our theme for this year is Golden Jubilee year of transformation. And I'm very happy to share that right from Watchman to all the senior people, they're working with me on this area. Though this business is 50 years old, we are celebrating Golden Jubilee, but everybody is looking his own function, his own self in a different perspective, different paradigm, and trying to see how we can make this business grow again. Here again, the limitation I want to share with you is, limitation to get angry. You cannot get angry uh, because, people feel bad. Uh, they they think that, okay, if you're not happy with me, then I can go, no problem. So, so the boss fearing, the job fearing, somehow the life is like that. Maybe I'm okay, so no problem. If I'm troubling, if I'm bothering you too much, maybe no problems. So you have to really control your temperament. Still, you have to convey the message. Uh, but very good people, very calm, and uh, so basically, I always see what are the strengths and how can we basically encourage the strength, match that, see that thread which is common in the culture, and try to see how can we encash that and leverage that to bring the business performance and business excellence. As I told you, I had a good stint in Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, Mauritius, also on driving changes in government as well as in private sector uh, in about 9 countries. And basically, I always like to see that many times, I have to bring some psychologist and to interact with my team members to bring that fire in the belly. That why people are, not charged up. Why the people are not thinking differently. So I also took help of some psychiatrists and bringing them the motivational level. So I won't follow one theory. People are good across geographies, across countries, across states. We need to find strategy to motivate, support, train, and get involved to get the best out for the organization. And employee, organization, and all the stakeholders, and of course the society at large. So if we actually able to do this, then every human being is good. God has created every human being with the same mindset. It is up to us as leader to find out the best in them. I think with these few words, I want to end up my presentation. I just want to show one clipping of the recent celebration what I have we have done here, and that will end my presentation here and open the stage is open for question answer. Are you able to see the video?
Yes, video is on, but there is no voice. You can give a commentary or explain the pictures in video.
Thank you very much for your patience, for listening to my sharings. And I hope definitely this will add to some of your thought process. And the forum is open for any question and answers.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Bhangeji. This is a 111 speech given by you. The last speech has a 79 number on the Tech Forum platform. The topic was Kaizen in daily life. You always give us something interesting, different insights of the topic, whatever you speaks about. And Tech Forum is really happy to share all these things to our like-minded participants. And I am an Anil Chaitanya, a founder member of Tech Forum. Really give a thanks behalf of all members and Tech Forum to you.
Thank you.
So, friends, now question answer session is on. Please introduce yourself, name yourself, give a little introduction, and ask your questions. To just begin with, I just share my one experience. Even in India, in various industries, not only the manufacturing, even in the service industries, um, many of the points what you explained today are applicable as it is. I realize our Indian culture and mind is always adaptable to various worldwide things, and we must explore visiting to that countries and keep developing that environment. And I really found see actually various good aspects what you shared today. So personally, me, I'm very happy to hear all this information.
Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Anil.
Okay, participants, please ask. Mr. Vishwas Kale, do you comments on this?
It was very enlightening with his large experience. I'm audible.
Yes,
Yes,
Vishaji.
please.
Yes, yes, yes.
It was a very enlightening and with your large experience. Like you had traveled a lot of countries. I had traveled a few countries, but our mindset has to change. What we see in the other countries, we should not be too proud of our being Indian. There are a lot of things we can learn from other countries. I am very sorry to know that people who visit the other countries do not take up the good issues from there and bring it here. They talk good things when they go there, but when they come back here, they become back to Indians. So your lecture was very enlightening, and I hope that message should reach to everyone. What can be done if an opportunity is there? Opportunities are always there, but we when we miss them, we'll say it is an opportunity. That is the problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vishwaji. I think such words from you, eminent person like you, is lot to me. I have been listening to your sessions in AM, PMA many times, and such wordings from you is really means lot to me. Yeah.
Thank you, Vishwas Kaleji.
I'll just, if there is 1 minute, I'll just give an example.
Please go ahead.
I bought a watch in Tokyo, Japan, and I wanted the guarantee card or service card so that it can be serviced in India. But my English and his knowledge of English could not match. I could not understand what I was saying. Finally, the Japanese shopkeeper understood. He put his hand very gently on my shoulder and uttered one sentence, which I still remember. He said, "Sir, this watch is made in Japan. I'm a Japanese national. I stand guarantee for it. What more you want?"
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next question, please. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Vijay Ghate. Hello.
Namaskar.
Please continue, sir.
Yeah, I just want to share one experience that I had in cross-cultural dealings with a European country. So we are doing software development work for a company in Finland. They were analytical instrument manufacturers. When I went to visit them to ask how is our team performing, they said, yes, very good, but we have one problem. You know, when we have a meeting in the beginning of every week to explain what they have to do in the week, nobody says anything. But there are several occasions that they don't deliver on time, and they just not even warn me that we are not able to deliver on time. What is happening? So I said, with your permission, if I attend your weekly meetings once, then probably I can suggest something. So I found what is going wrong. You know, Indian schools, that our schooling experience at our age at least, and also even younger age now, was students are not encouraged to ask questions in the classroom. So whether students have understood anything, it is teachers' responsibility to ask questions to students and find out whether they understood. While in European schools, students ask directly many questions because they have no fear that how can I ask my teacher, Guruji, how can I ask anything? I explained this to him. Then he said, oh, it is just a cross-cultural issue. I know. Next time I will keep on asking questions to find out whether they are understood. And that solved the problem. I think just the different experience of Indians versus European culture. So I thought it is good to share it. And similar experiences are there in Indians versus Japanese and Indians versus Africans and so on. But this was interesting for me. All right. Thank you very much for giving me 1 minute.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vijayji. Was really eye-opening information you told us. In many cases, this is true. In many cases, look like situation is getting changed in India itself. Okay. Next question, please. Please introduce yourself and ask the question.
Hello, hi sir. Very good morning again. Misty here this side.
Welcome, Missy. Please speak.
Yeah. And thank you, Hemant sir, for your presentation. It was very mindful and thoughtful to know about the cross-border differences, culture, how India has contributed to other nationalities, countries, etc. So I basically am currently in UAE. Like I take care of Indian and global investment products. I am not that experienced like you people and the people who are there attending in the forum, but I've just started my career with GCC countries, and here the cultural difference is huge. We get to see cross border nationalities, and the difference is huge basically, and I'm still in the process of learning. So it will be very thoughtful if you keep on sharing some aspects in this particular field as well, since you are holding a huge experience, and addressing to Hemant sir specifically. And yes, of course, looking forward for your collaboration as well, because this part of world require a lot of meetings, collabs, working on your connections, references, everything put together. So it will be a great insight for all of us to add value in terms of our work culture aspects.
Thank you, Misty.
Yeah.
Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Misty. Sure.
Yeah.
I have worked in Saudi and Bahrain also. Okay,
Okay.
but the
Yeah.
duration was not very long.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand from your point of view, and I
Yeah.
always believe that whether from Japan to Nigeria to Indonesia to Saudi and to Bahrain, so if you have
Correct.
strong belief that people are people, and people are
End of the day. Yeah.
but as Dr. Vishwas Kale suggested,
Hmm.
we need to be very vigilant and open to not only to appreciate good things, but also to see can I adapt certain things. Maybe you cannot adapt 100%, but at least one thing. Because me as a Kaizen practitioner, I always
Yeah.
believe that more than knowledge, implementation is important.
True.
All of you know how yoga is important, but are you
Yeah.
committing 90 minutes? Like, so
Yes.
knowing, I always believe that knowing is not important. Actually, doing is more important.
Correct. So yeah, so I would love to attend few more session going forward, and to understand how you can add value to our
Definitely.
area of
My pleasure.
work, and let's see how collaboration work in this part of area. The best part is here we like with this country, which is a new adaptation in terms of finances, is there is a rebate in tax as well. So this is one thing which I want people to get aware. Investment to be done in Indian market as well, keeping your currency in dollar. So these are the key points, key areas wherein there is not much exposure in terms of Indian economy and the people out there. So this is one of the kind of awareness which I would like to introduce to everyone who is attending the session and going
But
forward.
good that now that good that you have become a member of the Tech Forum. I think I request you
Yeah.
to be member so that you can also learn many things, and also you'll be able to share thought process in this forum. So this is very good forum to
Yeah.
interact. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
thank
of
you, sir.
Thank you.
course.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Misty. Thank you. We understand your positive things and
Yes.
interest area, as well as knowledge base area, as well as your locational benefits. Being a tech forum, we will organize your session and interaction directly with many industries, or
Yeah,
you can organize one-to-one also. And it's 11 o'clock. So we will take
yeah.
one or two maximum questions right now. Behalf of Tech Forum, let me give a special thanks to the Hemant ji and all participant who is contributing their knowledge along with Hemant sir. Today's session was very excellent. Hemant ji, you speaks about cultural landscapes, cultural things, the landscape about many areas. Then you speak about uh, innovation. You speak about any given a tips for growth in various markets, how to work and maintain culture and many things. Then you speaks about personal life and professional life, give a tips and some insights about all these things. As well, you share various experience which you really earn with your hard working and hard contributing to various countries. So being all this information and many more things, the session become very rich and informative.